What is going on, everyone? In today's video, we are going to be talking about a team that I think is going to make or break this year's MLB trade deadline. This, of course, is the Arizona Diamondbacks. Currently sitting at 41-41, about a month to go before the trade deadline. This is a team that I think has underachieved a little bit. This is a team in a very difficult NL West that sits in fourth place, completely ahead of the Colorado Rockies, but they are behind the San Francisco Giants, who just acquired Devers in that crazy trade, the Padres, and of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are 52-32. The Diamondbacks currently 41-41. They are behind the surprising Reds, the very surprising St. Louis Cardinals. The Brewers, in my opinion, are still a very surprising team. The Mets and Padres. All these teams are going to be in the wild card hunt, but the Diamondbacks, in my opinion, compared to what the likes of the Marlins, Nationals, Pirates, and Rockies, the teams that will definitely be selling at the deadline, I feel like the Diamondbacks have better names as rentals that teams could go out there and get. This is why this next month is going to be make or break for the Diamondbacks. So in this video today, I'm going to go over 4 different players, in my opinion, that the Diamondbacks could be looking at and maybe moving since they are rentals. They are free agents at the end of the year. Make sure to leave a comment down below some names that you think could be traded this deadline, not just the Diamondbacks, or a team that you think could be making as many moves as possibly to make their team better in the future, and where you think they are going to go. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Let's get into this. So taking a look at the current Arizona Diamondbacks schedule, at the time of me recording this, they just lost their second game in a row against the Miami Marlins. They lost in 10 innings. They're going to be finishing their series tomorrow against the Marlins, and then they start their final month before the trade deadline. This, of course, is going to start with the San Francisco Giants, who are ahead of them in the standings. They actually, if you go up here, are going to have a 4-game series against the Giants. Currently, the Giants, 45-38. Then they have the Kansas City Royals at home, and the Royals right now, as I look, are 39-44. They as well are fighting for a playoff spot in the American League. I wouldn't write that off as an easy matchup based off how the Diamondbacks have played against the Miami Marlins this weekend. Then they go to San Diego for a 4-game series, and the San Diego Padres are 45-37. That's another 4 games against a division foe and a team ahead of them in the standings. Then they go to the Los Angeles Angels. They are another team fighting for a wild card spot. Usually by now the Angels have been out of it. I think the Angels have been overachieving for what you would say Los Angeles Angels standards. They're 40-41, so they are still in it. Then this All-Star break hits, and this is going to be where I think a lot of decisions are made. Maybe we see some quick little flips. So after the All-Star break, they have 2 series in a row that could also be very tough. Maybe one, depending on if the Cardinals are out of it or start getting on a skid. Right now, the Cardinals are at a 46-38 record, 3rd place in the NL Central, only 3.5 of the time making this behind the Chicago Cubs and almost in a wild card spot. This could be a very big series for both teams if they want to sell or buy. Then they have a home series against the Houston Astros, who are having a great season, 49-34, right now 6.5 up on the 2nd place Mariners. Then they go to Pittsburgh for 3, and we all know how the Pirates are doing. And then they finish the month in Detroit, and Detroit right now is basically the best team in the American League, 52-32. However, this Detroit series is basically the trade deadline series. If the Diamondbacks are at this Astros series and they are at a record maybe at 500 or below, I think it might be sell mode, because who knows how the Giants, Padres, and Dodgers, where they're going to be at. You could have the Mets, Phillies. The Braves are kind of still hovering about 500. I'm not going to call the Braves out of it, because the Braves right now are 38-44. If the Arizona Diamondbacks go full sell mode, I think it is going to be very busy on those fronts, because they have 4 rental guys that a team in the playoffs, a Tigers, a Cubs, a Dodgers, any of those guys could use, because they have good pitching pieces that have been even better in the past. They have 2 corner positions that have power. Let's get into this. So starting things off, I have Eugenio Suarez. He is in the 92nd percentile, great category when it comes to his batting run value. He has a 16, an XWOBA of a 365, 81st percentile, expected slugging of a 536, very good barrel rate, hard hit rate, really good. He can strike out a good bit, however. But here's the thing about Suarez. His power has been very good this year. 25 home runs already compared to the 30 he had last season. His slash line, 253, 323, 565, 888 when it comes to an OPS. 48 runs scored in 328 plate appearances, 292 at-bats, 74 hits this year, and of course 25 of those being the long ball home runs. Great fantasy baseball pickup. When it comes to Suarez, however, he is a free agent at the end of the year. If the Diamondbacks get hot, I think he's a guy the Diamondbacks are going to desperately try to re-sign. However, if the Diamondbacks are out of it, you could flip him at the deadline, get a very good haul, and maybe you even try to just re-sign him and just say this year was a lost cause. Who knows what the Diamondbacks do? Because I think they are in such a very uncomfortable situation. Being 41-41 right now, I would be uncomfortable personally if I was a Diamondbacks fan. Of course, I'm a Pirates fan, and that's not saying much. But I would be uncomfortable in this situation as a Diamondbacks fan because there's a lot of uncertainty. Because like I went through their schedule, they have the Giants and Padres coming up. If they can win both of those series, I think they could be buyers at the deadline. However, they could still sell and buy. They could do both. So I think Suarez has a good chance of getting flipped. However, knowing the Diamondbacks and they thought that they could get hot at the end like they did in their World Series run to make the playoffs, I think they could also keep these pieces. Moving on to another corner bat, I have Josh Naylor, who they actually traded for this offseason from the Cleveland Guardians. Right now, a batting run value also in the great percentile, 86th percentile. He has a 13 compared to Suarez's 16. Expected batting average of a 298. Expected WOBA of a 354. Squared up percentile, really good. His K rate, he has been striking out a very low rate, 13% of the time, really good. He has not been striking out much. Currently, a 304 batting average, a 359 OBP, a 474 slugging, and an 833 OPS. Basically almost the same OPS as a Suarez. However, his power numbers have gone down with the Diamondbacks. 10 home runs with them so far. He had 31 last year with the Guardians, and the year before that he had 17. But he is heading for a way better average than he did last year, where he hit 243, 320, 456, 776. So his slash line has looked better, but his power numbers have gone down. This is a guy that I think would be more likely to be dealt compared to a Suarez. I think Suarez has a better chance to stay. But I'll say this. It is a big but if the Diamondbacks are in sell mode. Because if they are clearly in buy mode, they could keep a Josh Naylor. If they have a winning record by the time the trade deadline comes, they are not trading any of these guys. Maybe one of them. Who knows? But I think Josh Naylor and Suarez could get you a haul. I think Suarez is going to get you a lot more just because of the season he is having. Josh Naylor, though, has provided very good when it comes to plate discipline. But he is going to pull the ball to right field, as you see in his spray chart. He is kind of thriving more so in the right field portion of Arizona. I feel like Cleveland might have given him a better chance to hit the long ball, but his long ball, like they've kind of been decreasing this season. The power kind of worries me, like the barrel rate, the hard hit, it's kind of low for his standards. Because Josh Naylor, when we think about it, he is a power guy. So moving on to the pitchers. The big one is Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen is probably having one of the worst years of his career, so this could be a buy low situation for another team. Pitching run value, -17. Very poor. Fastball run value, very poor. Breaking run value, poor. His off-speed has been his best pitch. Expected ERA of a 4.96, not good. He is at a 5.75 ERA right now. 17 starts this year, 97 innings pitched, 88 strikeouts, and a whip of a 1.41. 5-9 record. I personally don't care about starting pitching records. You look at Mitch Keller right now, he's 2-10 with a 4 ERA, around that range. But Zach Gallen is having a very rough season. 5.75 ERA, as I just said, compared to last year, a 3.65, and the year before, a 3.47. So, and Zach Gallen, look at his record, 17-9, 14-6. He's winning games. He is losing games for the Diamondbacks this year. The pitching this year for the D-backs is very hit or miss, especially the bullpen. Zach Gallen is a piece. He is a free agent. I think any team would love a Zach Gallen, especially what he has done before this season. The thing is, will the Diamondbacks trade him? I think if there's anyone in this rotation that could get them a haul, it could be a Zach Gallen just because of his pedigree and what he has done. However, in the worst year of his career, this is where the buy low situation happens because you want to make sure he is going to give this type of outcome. The 3.65s, the 3.47 type ERAs, not a 5.75. He is almost at a 6 ERA. His whip is his highest in his last 3 seasons. A 1.12 in 23, a 1.26 in 24, and right now at a 1.41. He is pushing, that is, a 1.5 whip so far this season. Very close to it. His fastball scares me. His breaking ball has scared me this year. But just the overall pitching run value of a -17 right here, not good for a Zach Gallen. But if you're a team in the playoffs, you could totally buy low on him. Who knows? I mean, the Diamondbacks could get a good prospect in for him. Opponents have an expected batting average of a 260 off him. That is a competent bat. it's average for him. Pushing poor. Exit velocity there, hitting the ball hard off of him. He is striking out batters at a 20.8% of the time, 42nd percentile. He's not getting okay whiffs, but he's allowing a lot of hard hits. It has not been a good year for Zach Gallen. That is why you could probably just buy low on him if you are a trade partner. Moving on to a guy, though, that I think could be a surprising one. Merrill Kelly is having the complete opposite season as Zach Gallen. Merrill Kelly has been honestly one of my shockers. I picked him up on my fantasy baseball team. He has been very decent. Right now, a 3.49 ERA in 17 starts, just like Zach Gallen. However, 98 innings pitched, he's already hit the 100 strikeout mark, a 1.07 whip, which is his lowest compared to his last two seasons, a 1.19 in 2023, a 1.17 in 2024, and the 1.07. He brought it down 10 points this year. 7-4 record, a 3.49 ERA, a career 3.79 ERA in 7 seasons. Is pitching better than his career whip of a 1.2. So yeah, 1.07. Very good. Pitching run value. Complete opposite of what Zach Allen's done this year, of a 9. He's in the 87th percentile. Fastball's iffy, but his breaking run value and off-speed run value is where it is at. He's one of the greatest in baseball this year when it comes to his off-speed pitches. He has a run value of an 8, 98th percentile on Baseball Savant. Expected ERA of 3.92. He's average. He's outperforming that right now. Fastball, people are hitting, but when it comes to average, when his chase rate, he's getting people to chase. He's getting people to strike out. He's not walking much. He's getting a good ground ball rate, in my opinion. As you see right here, he's at a 45.5 ground ball rate, 65th percentile. He's above average when it comes to that pushing great. I think Merrill Kelly is a very intriguing piece because he has been an MLB vet for now 7 seasons. He is 36 years old. I think he is a prime piece of trade bait. I think when it comes to him and Gallen, maybe Merrill Kelly is the best chance to get you a better haul based off what he has done this year. However, pedigree-wise, you would think Zach Gallen has been better. Merrill Kelly, though, has had a very solid career, a 3.79 career ERA. He's pitching better than that, a 3.49 right now. He had a 3.29 in 23, the 4.03 in 24. He has brought those points down by about 50 points plus. So I think Merrill Kelly is a prime candidate to be an MLB vet to move locker rooms. And I think you could get a very good haul out of a Merrill Kelly this year. So, looking at what I think the Diamondbacks will do as we look back here on the standings. I think when it comes to the Arizona Diamondbacks, those are 4 guys that could get them good hauls. Suarez and Naylor, you have 2 corner positions, first base and third base. Those are power positions that any team would love to fill. But if you're the Diamondbacks, it's a very weird situation. Is if you, per se, win the 4-game series against the Giants and the Padres, this video is basically void. I think you are buying at that point. But if you lose those series, if you lose some games to the Pirates out of nowhere, which they lost the series to the Pirates literally in Arizona, that probably shouldn't have happened. If they blow that series against Pittsburgh at the end of this next month, it could be a basically sell mode. But then if you think about it, you could get back in the offseason and try to build your team back up. Like, you don't have to trade all 4 of these guys. But honestly, when it comes to this trade deadline, out of all the teams that could sell, the Diamondbacks have the best rentals available. Suarez, Naylor, Gallen, Merrill Kelly. If you could think of other guys, they're there too. Literally, like, I look at teams that could be selling. What do the Rockies have that excite people? What do the Marlins have besides Alcantara? The Nationals, if they trade Mackenzie Gore, which I don't think they will. The Pirates, I guess Isaiah Kiner, Falefa, Andrew Heaney, those are your rentals. If you want to give up a haul for a Mitch Keller or Brian Hayes since they're under contract, sure. The Reds, I guess they could trade Austin Hayes if they're out of it, but like the Cardinals might be out of it too. But the Diamondbacks, they're sitting in the middle. And I didn't even bring up the Atlanta Braves because I think they are going to maybe have a winning record by the time the trade deadline comes. They're playing an expected 42-40 right now. The Diamondbacks, if you look at their expected before we end this, they're sitting at 500 at his expected record right now. 41-41 no matter what. The Braves' expected record from a 38-44 to a 42-40. The Braves should be a winning baseball team right now. So I think the Braves are going to fix themselves coming up. But the Diamondbacks, let me know your thoughts down below. What you think the Diamondbacks are going to do this trade deadline. Like I said, this is a make or break trade deadline. It's a very weird year for trades. The seller's market hasn't really been confirmed yet. There's only a couple teams that have been like, everyone's available, or here's some names that are available. But make sure to subscribe to the channel down below if you like this video. Leave a like. Comment down below your thoughts about the trade deadline, the Arizona Diamondbacks, or any other team that you want to see make some trades and who you think they should trade them to. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.